Listen, check it out now. Merry Christmas, y'all. We got another update on the designer demon, the Amiri assassin, and the Montclair menace known as Kay Flock. Now, people, Kay Flock may have just got a Hail Mary because there's new surveillance footage that's actually contradicting what the cops are claiming that happened, okay? Now, we're going to get to that, but first off, he got a lawyer, and it's the infamous lawyer known as Scott Lemon. If you don't know Scott Lemon also represented Shotti and usually represents a lot of people within the rap community when they're charged with crimes. Now, he put out a statement on behalf of Kay Flock saying, yesterday I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives at the 30th Precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with NYPD once I learned he was wanted. As to the charges levied against him, we have begun our own investigation into these allegations. More importantly, considering the DA's significant disclosure this morning that the NYPD received a tip saying someone else is a shooter, we demanded the DA office provide prompt disclosure of the videos referenced in the complaint and more information on the tip. We will address bail once we have a chance to review the pertinent discovery and to further investigate the DA's noteworthy disclosure. Now, let me just break down the statement for you. I like Scott Lemon, but he's doing exactly what he's getting paid for, okay? He's defending the client, but it's contradictory when he's saying, yo, listen, hey, pretty much I'm hearing there's new discovery that someone else is a shooter and that, yo, my client is innocent, but then he continues to say, we have not examined the evidence that the DA, who, by the way, has to present evidence to lock somebody up or keep somebody in jail, he says he hasn't examined the information or the evidence that the cops got against Kay Flock. He's just going off a random tip. That tip could have been for anywhere. Anyway, the major thing is a video that seems to capture the moments leading up to the murder. Okay, now what y'all watching on my screen is basically Kay Flock, and it seems like two other individuals are walking down the street. They walk past what I'm going to assume is a barbershop or some type of store. And a guy who looked like he saw Kay Flock walks out and starts looking in the direction that Kay Flock walks in, okay? He walks after Kay Flock. There's another guy who walks out, and we see several people kind of walking in and out of the frame, seemingly to pretty much tell us that off camera something is going on, okay? Now, it directly contradicts what NYPD said. NYPD said Kay Flock went up into the barbershop and basically asked the dude, bro, what you looking at? Okay? Now, that would make Kay Flock the aggressor. In this situation, Kay Flock was minding his business. Somebody came out of a barbershop and probably got into it with him. Now, I'm saying probably because we really don't know what happened off camera. Now, let's just go with the thing to say he probably got into it with Kay Flock, the victim, right? Here's the thing that's still going to make this a very complicated case. Because I know some people are thinking, well, it's self-defense. Yo, it's self-defense, it's self-defense, it's self-defense. We're not in Florida. This ain't Florida. This is New York City. First of all, you got a legal gun. There's no handguns allowed in New York City. So you're already looking at 3 to 5, okay? By the way, let me just say it again. There ain't no handguns allowed in New York City, okay? Unless you're a former police. So already, you're out of bounds, okay? So already, Kay Flock, he's down bad for that. Secondly, because it's New York City, okay, the self-defense laws are different than Georgia or Florida. In Florida, somebody slap you or they pull a gun on you, robbing you. If you chase that nigga down for 10 miles and you end up clapping him to get your shit back, you know what that means? You are standing your ground. You are defending yourself and you have no reasonable right to retreat. You could actually, if a nigga start a problem, you could end it. Now, in New York City, what happens is, and this is the reality of the law, basically, if somebody, like, for example, say the guy walked out the barbershop, say he confronted Kay Flock, right? Say he started talking shit to him, or even say he hit Kay Flock. Now, say Kay Flock pulls out a gun. If he said, oh, chill, if Kay Flock shoots him afterwards, that's not self-defense. Not in New York City. New York City says you could only kill somebody only when you feel you were about to be killed by that person. If that person changes their mind, if they verbally say to you, nah, we good, because maybe you pulled a gun on them, if anything of the sort happens, you cannot kill that person. That is not self-defense at that point. They call that flat out murder, okay? Now, here's how it's going to end up. If it's going to be a self-defense thing, it's all going to be about what happened when that guy walked out of the barbershop. Because not because he started it means K-Flock could kill him. Did he attack K-Flock? Did he slap K-Flock? Did he, do something to K-Flock that K-Flock thought that his life was in danger and he needed to immediately use a weapon? If that was K-Flock that was rocking, the designer, Amiri drip, Again, he has to prove that in court. However, if they raise self-defense, it's the burden of proof isn't really on him, it's on the prosecutor. Now, what could help K-Flock's case if this is actually going to happen, right? Say the other guy had a gun. Say the other guy had a gun and maybe shot. Say the other guy had some type of weapon. Say the other guy, started beating K-Flock's ass, and K-Flock thought he might get killed by this guy, okay? Maybe it's one of those situations. Basically, I'm trying to say K-Flock, if he's going to use self-defense, has to prove his life was in danger in the moment that he shot the other guy. That's if that whole person is K-Flock, because his stands are completely in denial, claiming it's still not him, okay? So, again, we'll see what happens, but New York is the absolute worst place to claim self-defense at, because it doesn't matter who started it. It only matters, hey, is this the only option of you getting out of this situation by killing someone? It don't matter if they started it. It don't matter if, you were getting your ass beat, but you were still coherent and your life wasn't threatened. If you can't prove that if you didn't kill this motherfucker, you wouldn't be alive, they're sending you straight to prison. Okay? We'll see what happens. This is going to be in the courts for a while. I don't see him getting bail anyway. But we'll see how this case plays out. And also, I'm pretty sure there's probably a bunch of surveillance cameras in this and third that will probably show what's going on and what happened, and probably give us a little bit more of a clearer picture into what he's facing. Keep in mind, the police reviewed all this information before they filed charges. So I'm going to just be hesitant in believing the lawyer who claims he hasn't even looked at it yet to think the lawyer's telling the truth or more accurate than the police at this point. We'll see what it is, man. But get in the comment box, make sure you guys like them, subscribe. Listen, man, it's a Merry Christmas, man. Stay safe and out these streets. These niggas don't give a fuck about nothing.